this week's topic, we are talking about the new regulation changes aimed to bring the online streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, etc. under the CRTC's regulatory umbrella. What do you think the immediate effects or impacts of these changes are going to make to the telecom industry?
The Liberal government have been talking about this for now almost 6 years, and they're trying to be everything to everybody. So you know, as they say, the devil's in the details, depending on what the actual bill looks like and what the requirements are. I just have a feeling there'll be a lot of groups that they've been you know, for lack of a better term, stringing along for the last number of years, will be disappointed with what they have.
I think that this one is going to be incredibly difficult to pull off correctly. As you said, the devil's in the details, and there are just so many details when it comes to online streaming and online content. The big regulation included in the Canadian Broadcasting Act is that broadcasters, such as, you'll probably notice it most prominently on the radio, must include a lot of Canadian content. And bringing that online is impossible because you can choose what you want to watch online. There is no way to feed you a certain amount of Canadian content.
See what you know, is defined as Canadian content, and I think you can have 3 people having a debate and saying 3 different answers on what would constitute Canadian content.
One of the exemptions included in the changes is that streaming services that include a social functionality, such as YouTube, or it names Facebook and TikTok, are exempt from all of these regulations. So honestly, I could see Netflix, instead of going along with these rules, I could see Netflix adding a chat function or something along those lines, whatever the government ends up deciding. As you said, whatever they decide where the bar is, yeah, I could see them adding some social functionality instead of spending the money to actually implement these regulations.
We're getting into a legal minefield, and you know, essentially, I think legal folks around the country will probably be the big beneficiaries, because they're the ones who are going to be looking at this in order from the streaming companies, but also the established broadcasters, and trying to find, like I said, loopholes or different you know, holes in the legislation.
One more thing I would add is that if you are a Indigenous media creation group, or one that has bilingual capabilities, aka French, like, there may be huge opportunities here for you.
Well, for once, it's becoming trendy to be French.